They said once there was a boy named Icarus. His father, Daedalus, built wings of wax and feathers so they could escape a prison. Before flying, the father warned, "Do not fly too low. The sea will eat you. Do not fly too high. The sun will burn you. Stay in the middle." But when the boy rose into the sky, he forgot the warning. The air was sweet, the height intoxicating. The wings felt not borrowed but his own. He flew higher and higher and higher still, until the sun melted the wax and the boy fell into the sea. They said this was only a Greek myth, but the truth is, the story was not about wings or wax, it was about us. They said a student once felt unstoppable after his first success. He had passed one exam and thought no failure could ever touch him again. He flew too high with pride, ignored discipline, and felt harder than before. They said a man once built a business. He was clever, careful, but then greed whispered, "Go bigger, take risks, nothing can go wrong." He climbed too close to the sun of ambition, and when the fall came, he wondered why no one had warned him. But they had. He just didn't listen. They said another person did the opposite. Fear kept her too low, too close to the sea. She never dared, never risked, never flew, and the waves of life swallowed her dreams before they could rise. The lesson was not about rejecting ambition or living in fear. It was balance. The father's wisdom was clear. The middle path was the safest, though not always the most exciting. But some whispered another truth, that without Icarus, no one would even remember Daedalus. That sometimes flying too high and falling was better than never daring to rise at all. So they said the myth had two sides. One warned against arrogance, the other celebrated courage. And in the end, they said it was up to each soul to decide. Would you choose the safe flight or the dangerous sky? They said the boy was warned. The father gave him the law, not too high, not too low. Everyone heard it. But when the body was found in the sea, broken feathers floating on the water, no one could say they were surprised. Some called it an accident, others called it arrogance. But a detective might call it a crime, the crime of human pride. They said ambition was the first suspect. Ambition always leaves fingerprints, restless eyes, sleepless nights, the hunger to go higher than anyone else. They found those marks all over the boy's wings. They said temptation was the biggest criminal. It whispered like a lover in his ear, "You are not just a boy, you are a god. Rise above your father, rise above the warning, rise above the law." Temptation always speaks in sweet tones, but its silence after the fall is louder than any scream. And the sea became the grave, cold, impartial, swallowing the evidence. But the story still survived, passed like a police file through centuries, reopened by philosophers, teachers, and dreamers. So, at the end, the detective wrote in the final report, flight itself was the evidence, falling was only the price. The boy may be dead, but the myth still flies.